is going to start this episode or video today. Yes? So, Demon Dog, what do we have to talk about? This? We're going to talk about this? Okay. What is this? This is Fairy Sleepover by Runa Marudi. This will be a post-completion review. Fairy Sleepover was a Black Friday 2025 release. It was definitely one that as soon as it was announced, I was like, I have to get it. Spoiler alert, it was great. I absolutely loved it. I knew I would. I love Runa's pieces. After I did the first one of hers last year, I was like, she is my new favorite artist, and I even started following her on, or supporting her on Patreon, because I love her artwork. It's so magical. Anyway, shall we get into it, buddy? Yes, we shall. Okay. All right. So this is Fairy Sleepover by Runa Marudi. So this is my logbook entry, Fairy Sleepover. So here's what it looks like overall. But just to give you some of the specs, this diamond painting had 98 colors charted. It's a square. Everything I do is square. And it was 69.9 centimeters by 98.8 centimeters. So a little bit big, but not the biggest I've ever done, of course. I always rate my diamond paintings enjoyment out of 10. I started doing that because I saw Katie from Diamonds and Washi do it, and I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds like fun. But I feel like everything I give is like a 9 or 9.5. Like I like everything. I don't know. So a couple of the notes that I had on this. So my goal for this was to bling it the F up. So I added so many extra enhancements. I usually list like the enhancements down like in my logbook, but there's so many I could not write it down in here. So what I did was I wrote everything down on this notebook paper or journal paper. And yeah, so as you can see, there's quite a bit on here. If you're interested, after I show you this, if anyone is watching and you're interested in seeing like all of the recharting that I did, I mean, you're welcome to pause the video if you want to just read from the screen. I'm also happy to organize the information, put in like a Word doc for you if you wanted to use some of what I did for your own diamond painting. Happy to do that. But let's see. With this, I did learn quite a bit with like enhancing. So I've done enhancements before on like many a kit, but I wanted to go like full on in this one. So I learned a lot about how to pick out my colors and stuff. And like what to look for the next time. So one idea that I have is to do like a how to enhance your diamond paintings from like a newbie perspective. But anyway, so charted, this was the highest color count that I've ever done with 98 colors. And with all the extra enhancements that I put in, I don't know if I'll ever surpass it. I have no intention of doing a max color kit, but you know, catch me in like another couple years. We'll see. I started this kit at the end of last year, so December 29th, 2025, and I finished it February 25th, 2026. So just 2 months to do it, even with all the extra enhancements that I did. I also, for this kit, I don't know if I'll do it again, but I might. I recorded the time that it took me to do this all. I don't have that data fully calculated just yet, but I will put it on the screen right here. But yeah, I'll put it up here. This is how long it took me to work on this diamond painting. I did not factor in any of the time that it took to fix issues. So if I misplaced any drills, which I did a few times because I can be absent-minded sometimes, if I took them off and replaced them, I did not count that. I just counted like doing it from scratch. Also, like, not just with misplacement, if I changed something on here, so like if I recharted something just in general, I didn't calculate that because I didn't want to include that. So anyway, and it just first goes. Let's see, what else do I have? So I'll give you a quick, very, very quick rundown of what I enhanced and changed on here. Again, it's not going to be the full details because then we'll be here for like 800 days. But essentially what I added, so we should be able to see that. So the little nail polish bottle that's down there, I added some metallic gems in there. I added a little bit of fairy dust gems in the tights because I felt like it should be like, they look like almost like silk tights, like stockings more so than like tights. So I wanted to add a little bit of sheen to them, but I didn't do the whole tights. I just did like a little bit on the edges where like light might catch. So it looks a little bit strange in person, but it looks great on camera. I also added some metallics in the ribbon on the green fairy. Brown fairy. That's probably the one issue that I have. I totally forgot about that. But anyway, I'll go back to that. I blinged the heck out of the wings. Those were the ones that I did the most touch up to, were the wings for each of the fairy, because I'm like, wings are magical. They've got to be sparkly. Where else did I focus? I added some metallics into the blue fairy's hair, and I added a little bit, okay, I think now is the time to move this up a little bit. And I ruined my blanket down here, but I added some, ooh, focus. Okay, so I added a little bit of sparkle in the stars if they didn't have sparkle. In terms of recharting, again, not very much. Let's see, I think, oh, I also added some metallic here. For recharting, I did a little bit in the hand here. There were a couple of pixels that were like purple to like show like the book showing through or thing, but with it being pixelated, it's not really that easy to show that. So I just removed that. I did some recharting here because in the original charting, it had ABs in the shadow, which I did not think should be there. So I just kind of did like a little boop swap. So whatever was charted here, I moved over here, and then what was charted here, I moved over here. So just switched around the sparkle essentially there. And then move it back up here. It's a little bit off center, but I don't care. I just changed out the color of like the edge of the book here. It basically looked, it was just another shade of orange there, and so it looks like, it just blended in with the book. It didn't give it an edge, so I just replaced some of those drills with that. It's not perfect, but I just wanted a distinct edge to the book. But other than that, I pretty much left everything as it was. The only thing, oh, I changed some of the drills in her little hair curler because they matched her skin too much, and I didn't like that. But the only thing that I didn't like the way that it was charted, but I didn't want to rechart myself because my God, that would have been annoying, is the fairy's dress up here. So I'll move in closer in a bit, but I do want to show you first again the little thumbnail image. So it's kind of hard to see, but it is a really like soft green, and also it's the same color like as the pillow all throughout here, right? But the charting makes it more brown on this side, and then it's green in the back, and then that green matches the pillow. So I don't know what happened here. Like, I suppose that it wants to be in shadow is what they were going for. But I really wish it would have just been consistent, because again, if it was in shadow, why didn't her stuff change? Why didn't this change at all? Like, this could have been changed, you know. So there's just a lot of stuff that like doesn't support this theory. So I don't like that it's mismatched. I was excited for her to be like green fairy, blue fairy, pink fairy, instead of brownish green and then blue and pink. So that was probably my biggest disappointment. But yeah, that's basically it. All right, so here is the final little pan over. I really like how the sky came out. Oh yeah, I also added some bling up here. Let's see. So you can see a lot of the sparkle. Love the way that this fairy came out. I'll try to show off a little bit of the sparkle here. Yeah, you can really see like the ABs popping. So yeah, there's that. And then, so yeah, here's where you can see the green here and the green here, and then suddenly it's brown. And then we've got sparkle here. Gosh, I really love the gold sparkle in there. I don't know why, but that worked out real nicely. Some metallics in the hairbrush and in her hair. It looks kind of weird in a way, but when you kind of pull back, it looks like she's got like tinsel in her hair. And then more super bling here. Added some crystals in here. I didn't have any other crystals that like really matched with the other ones, so this is the only one that has that, but who cares. Here is where I changed out some of the charting and like flipped it here. So these are AB drills, and they were originally charted. They originally charted for this whole square, but then not up here. And since this was in shadow behind her legs, like the light isn't going to catch there, so I just kind of replaced it. That does mean that I ended up putting some there where there's shadow too, but who cares? I just didn't want it here. Okay, so here's the rest. So again, you can see the green, and then it's just such a stark difference between the two. Like, it's not even subtle, but whatever. And let's see. Yeah, this is the book binding that I changed. Like, originally, like this color here that I put in was basically this color, so there was not a lot of distinguishing lines here. I probably could have recharted that a little bit more, but I just didn't feel like it. This is the last thing that I did in terms of recharting. It was like one of the first things I did when placing the drills down, and it just sat in my head forever. Then we have the metallic handle there, because why not? And everything else that I basically didn't touch on, in terms of like, there's like sparkle here, sparkle here, sparkle in here and here, like everything that I didn't touch on, like that was originally charted in this. But yeah. Oh, and I forgot the tights. So like, yeah, you can see a little bit of the sparkle here. The only thing that I don't like about this, really, one, I almost wish that I would have just gotten a lot more. I only bought one bag, so I didn't have enough to like cover the whole thing, but I'm not really that upset about it. The thing that I'm upset about is that, like, and I don't know if you'll be able to really tell, but these are a lot taller than these. So when I was putting it down, I had to basically put in the fairy dust drills that I bought after everything else, which is hard for me because sometimes I get into a groove and then I forget that I wanted to rechart something, so whatever. But and then I guess the other thing that I didn't necessarily like, but I didn't know how to fix it either, so you know, do what you can. This mouth, the lipstick blends in with the mouth and it just like kind of cuts off there or something. It doesn't make sense. And then it looks like she's got buck teeth, but it doesn't look terrible from far away. So I decided to keep it because I was tired and I just wanted this to be done so I can move on to my next project. So yep, that's this. Still loved it. Still would recommend it if you like big kits and sparkly fairies. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying. And well, if you didn't enjoy, sorry I put you through this. So that is our review of Runa Marudi's Fairy Sleepover. We appreciate you hanging out with us today. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day as well, you beautiful human being. Goodbye.